Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna, and this morning we're visiting with Dr. Jonathan Larson. He's with the University of Kentucky's Extension Entomologist there. Good morning, Jonathan.
Howdy, howdy.
Well, Jonathan, today we're going to talk about a hot topic that a lot of people have been talking about, but you're going to kind of help us walk through that, and that's about the Asian giant hornet.
Yes, also known as the murder hornet. Everybody's been calling it.
Yes, but give us a little bit of information about this hornet.
So it is an invasive species. It's been found up in the Pacific Northwest in Canada, over on Vancouver Island, as well as in the state of Washington. In its native range, it is a big giant wasp that lives out in the wilds. It does attack honeybees, and it does impact people's health. It's a very painful sting when people are stung by it, and they do contribute to about 50 deaths annually over in their native range. But just for some perspective, yellow jackets and other stinging insects here in America also induce about 50 to 65 deaths every year, according to the National Pest Management Association.
Absolutely. And it's gotten a lot of media attention, this hornet has, and it's caused a lot of questions for people in Kentucky, but we have not found this insect in Kentucky.
Yeah, we want to be very explicit about that. It has not been found in the state of Kentucky yet. In fact, it hasn't been found outside of the state of Washington in the United States of America, which is really good news. I appreciate the fact that everybody's on the lookout for it. And we've been getting lots of photographs and samples sent to us so that we can see if we have found it here. It would be bad news if it got loose in the state of Kentucky, of course. So we appreciate everybody being very eagle-eyed and looking, but it hasn't been found here. It has been confused with a couple of other specimens, though. The biggest one that we've seen a lot of people asking questions about is the European hornet.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of times when something's brought to your attention, you'll notice it more because we've had people say, I've never seen a hornet this big, but the European hornet has been in Kentucky for a long time.
It's been established here for quite some time. It's also an invasive species, as the name might imply. It's one of our larger wasps that we have in this state, and it looks fairly similar to the Asian giant hornet. I can definitely see why people would be concerned that it was this hornet that they had seen in the news. But when we really get a close-up look at it, there are some key differences. The Asian giant hornet is kind of a uniformly orange color across most of its body with some stripes on its abdomen, whereas the European hornet has these kind of streaks of red on the side of its head. It looks like it has these big red or maroon sideburns. Their head is shaped a little differently as well. And on their abdomen, they have stripes, but they also have dots that appear on top and on bottom. They look sort of like a really supersized yellow jacket because of these dots. But those are the things that we look for to separate these two species out.
Absolutely. And, we have some other species that are lookalikes as well. And a lot of times it is hard to tell which ones are which. And so we're recommending people just to take pictures, contact their extension office, and we'd be happy to help them if they have some concern about those.
It would be great, yeah. And if you are taking pictures, if you've killed the insect and you can manipulate it, just make sure it's well lit. Put something next to it that gives us a size perspective, like a quarter or $1 or a ruler if you have one, and try and take some top and side views of it. Those are all very helpful things that can help with the identification process.
So let's just talk a little bit about the life cycle and the habitat of the European hornet.
So the European hornet is a lot like the yellow jackets that a lot of people deal with every year. They're going to build a nest. Right now, the reason that I think we're seeing so many samples is because the queens are actually active outside. This is the only time of the year that you're probably going to see this royalty kind of on parade. But those new queens have been overwintering somewhere. They've now emerged, and they're looking for somewhere where they can build their own nest. They're bigger than the average European hornet, and so people, I think, are spotting these giant hornets flying around looking for somewhere to build on their home, in their home, near their home, and they're catching them and kind of killing them and bringing them to our attention. So when they build their nest, they start as this little teacup with kind of a cell in it, but then it just keeps expanding into this big paper football. They're predators. They're going to be looking for food everywhere. They catch spiders and caterpillars and things like that and bring them home and feed them to their larvae. But right now, it's those queens that everybody is finding and catching and killing.
So do the European hornets sting as well?
European hornets do sting. It's a big stinger, and it is painful when it occurs. They're a social insect, and so they will defend that nest. If you accidentally stumble across it in your attic, or if you're tearing something out in the landscape and you accidentally uncover it, then yeah, they're going to react very negatively to that, and they will sting you.
All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Larson, for the information. Certainly, I know that that probably brings a lot of ease to some people's concern. But if you do have questions, make sure to contact your local extension office and we'd be happy to help. Thanks for watching and have a great day.